welcome long-awaited return for Ross Peltier. The referee is from Australia. It is Matt Ross-Lee, and he puts whistle to lips. We're underway here on Pulse 2. Bradford will have first use of the ball, and they will play towards the South Bank stand. They will go right to left, and it'll be Steve Crossley who's brought down on tackle number 1 in a tackle started there by John Davis, and immediately Jack Bussey throwing himself around, and Jack Bussey has got the ball dislodged, and Featherstone have got the ball here, and it was Jack Bussey's tackle. Wildy lost the ball, and it's recovered, and they're now going to come down this middle channel. It's Makatoa, the Cook Island international, is brought down 20 metres out from that Bradford try line. It's going to go from Maskell at dummy half to Cooper. Cooper, an ever-present for Ryan Carr's side in 2019. He'll play the ball 12 metres out. It's going to go to Watson Bowers, and the referee will say penalty to the Bradford Bulls for crossing. Featherstone 10 metres out, a bit of miscommunication on that far stand side, and Rowan Milnes will drill the ball into touch, and here will come the Bulls from deep. So we're just going to get a little bit of a feel to this one. We've had a minute on the clock. Bradford didn't quite make it to tackle number 2. The ball was lost, and Featherstone, you've got to say that is a chance gone begging. Here we go. Hallis on the second tackle, 5 shy of halfway. Wildy, along with Farrell out there. 2 former Featherstone Rovers players this afternoon. It goes now to Milnes. Milnes to Garside. Garside's going to be brought down by Bussey. Also Maskell in a 2-man tackle. 5 inside the Featherstone half. Just to the left of centre field. It's going to go to Wildy again to Crossley. Crossley's going to be brought down 38 metres out. Last tackle, says referee Matt Ross-Lee. It's going to go to Milnes on this main stand side. Milnes kicks through in centre field, looking for Ethan Ryan. It's been picked up there by Matty Wildy. The referee, though, will say the Bulls kick chasers, they were inside the 10. So we've had 2 early penalties, 2 minutes on the clock, and on the Pulse 2 scoreboard, Bulls 0, Rovers 0.
Yeah, some settling rugby league there. I've got to say, Steve Crossley, as per usual, high work rate, a number of hit-ups already in the game very early, getting very involved. Interesting to see Matt Garside also looking to get involved early. He hasn't had perhaps the game time that he's accustomed to. He can be a real game changer, high work rate, and really well suited to this cup match here today with the side that Featherstone have picked out. As Featherstone now well driven back there by Wildy, and also Garside involved by the look of that. Very strong indeed. It was Sam Hallis, actually, my mistake, and with Callum Buston, as Featherstone work it to the left fringe now.
Luke Cooper for Featherstone Rovers. 8 metres inside the Bradford half, right of centre field. Maskell to Bussey, along the line to Omenroyd. Omenroyd brought down there in a 2-man tackle. Started there by Garside, and Hallis going for the legs. Here goes Bussey. Bussey's brought down 15 metres out from the Bradford line, and that will be tackle number 4 here for Ryan Carr's side. It's 0-0. They're in a dangerous position. Maskell to Makatoa, out to Boas. Good, quick, fast hands. They're in at the corner, and it will be a try here for Featherstone. They've opened the scoring on that left-hand edge. The finger is pointed, and it's Jack Broadbent who opens the scoring here. 3.5 minutes gone. Bulls 0, Rovers 4. Good, quick, fast hands there, Damien. The Bulls got cold.
Very well finished. They numbered up very well on their left flank there, the Featherstone Rovers. The break did come from a dubious pass, which the crowd here felt was a little bit forward, but nevertheless, you have to defend them still. The second play of the ball after that moved very quickly wide. Some worrying signs up the middle there. We talked about the big pack and the robust nature of the Featherstone Rovers side that they picked today. They really did go up the middle there a little bit too easy for my liking. I think John Keir will be looking at that. Having said that, the first 2 sets from both sides have been a little bit lacklustre, I've got to say, Mick. Some overruns there from the kick chase, leading to offside penalties, a bad obstruction penalty given away by Featherstone Rovers with the ball in hand. I think those first points are really what was needed. The earlier the first points came, the better now. It's going to shake the Bulls up, who are just a little bit lacklustre there in letting that try in. But early days, and the kick's been lined up. What's the predictor tell us, Mick?
It's saying 41% for Watson Bowers over on the far stand side. Jack Broadbent, he's one of the Leeds Rhinos dual reg Lawney players, along with Alex Sutcliffe. That's his second try for Featherstone Rovers in 2019. Watson Bowers That one is sweet between the posts. And on Pulse 2 this afternoon, Watson Boas goes out from one and converts Jack Broadbent's early score here. And it is the Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 6 as Jordan Lilly gets the restart underway.
Yeah, look, I think the Bulls really haven't an attacking set down yet in the Featherstone Rovers quarter as Jordan Lilly kicks off. That will fire up the Bulls, I'm no doubt, and this will be a very interesting set here to have a look at how they fire up in defence.
So Featherstone Rovers on the restart, started with real energy and enthusiasm here this afternoon. 15 metres out from their own try line, it's going to go from Maskell. Maskell gives it there to Day. Brad Day's going to be brought down just outside his own 20-metre line. Bustin and Crossley in defence there for the Bradford Bulls. Along comes Wildy now. Those are A and B defenders doing a good job. 3 tackles gone. Featherstone on their own 30-metre line. It's going to come towards Josh Walters. Walters is brought down on tackle 4 on the Featherstone 40-metre line. Bussey in the halves. Gives it back there towards Luke Cooper. He's been an ever-present this season for Rovers. Been at Featherstone since 2015. He'll play the ball on the last tackle on the halfway line. Jack Bussey, a high hanging testing kick for Ethan Ryan. His 4th game in that fullback role, so he currently keeping Brandon Pickersgill out of the side, and he'll take tackle number 1 for the Bulls just outside their own 20-metre line. So they've done quite a lot of work in defence so far, the Bulls. It's going to be Johnston on tackle 2, Oakes on the 3rd, and he's 12 shy of halfway on his own 38-metre mark. They're in a centre-field position. Good quick hands towards Lilly. Lilly to Farrell, and the former Featherstone man's brought down 5 shy of halfway on tackle 4. They're going to come back in centre field. Lilly to Bustin. Bustin, 10, 15, 20 metres forward there from Callum Bustin. They're 10 inside the Featherstone half, and it's a high hanging kick. It's caught the wind. Lilly's kick. Minchella's been called offside by the match referee, Matt Ross-Lee, and he had to halt his run, and it was left up to Hallison Wildy to complete the tackle on Alex Sutcliffe on that far stand side. And they're now going to come back down the middle. Featherstone rolled over there is Brad Day, the former Batley Bulldogs man. He's tackled by Garside. It's going to go from Watson Boas out of dummy half towards where Bustin is. The ball's been allowed backwards, and Boas now will scamper forward, so he's going to carry Featherstone inside the Bradford half. We've had 7.5 minutes gone here. If you're just joining us, it's the Bulls 0, the Rovers 6. An early try to Jack Broadbent, and Josh Walters now making easy meters on this main stand side. The 20 metres out, Maskell in at dummy half to Bussey. Bussey looking for options, fronts it up with Omenroyd, and the Bradford-born former Leeds Rhinos man has brought down 12 out in front of the post. Last tackle here. The kick is going to come. Is it? No, they're going to go for it. It's Makatoa. Makatoa towards the line. Twisting and turning. Trying. Brute force. But Rowan Milnes comes in with Ethan Ryan. And it's the 2 homegrown Bulls defenders there who keep the scoreboard at 6-0.
Yeah, some worrying signs for the Bulls. What they're missing, is quite clear here early, Mick, is they're missing the impact that Reece Evans and Jake Webster have been providing from the centre positions early in the games in recent months. They're doing a lot of work coming out of their own end, those 2 boys, and that's missing early. It's not Minchella's natural game, and it's certainly not Oakes' natural game at the moment. He needs to get more involved and help out coming out of the own end. Also must say Dalton Grant and Fogden Johnson not quite as active coming out of the own end as they have been previously. As the Bulls play the ball now, Lilly finds Hallis.
Hallis, a willing runner for John Keir's side. 4th tackle gone. They're still inside their own half. Manny Wildy looks for a 40-20 on the far stand side, looking to turn around Jack Broadbent. And it has done, and it has just gone the wrong side of the 20-metre line. Another metre to the left, and that will be a tap on the 20 and a 40-20 for John Keir's side. Can you believe it? 10 minutes have gone already this afternoon on Pulse 2. This one's going really fast.
Yeah, I don't know that either side's really found their rhythm yet, Mick. Must be said, the big number 10, Jack Bussey, is doing a decent job as a standoff at the moment. A decent kick away at the end of their last attacking set. Featherstone win the scrum now, and they'll play the ball 21 metres out, as the Bulls just need to get on the front foot and try and change the tempo of the game in their favour a little bit.
So Featherstone Rovers, ball in hand from the scrum. They're on their own 30-metre line. Maskell in at dummy half with that black scrum cap, goes to the right, finds Davis. Davis is brought down by Busting and Garside. It's Pulse 2, and it's Bradford 0, Featherstone 6 if you're just joining us. Josh Walters tries to go from dummy half. He's brought down 2 metres shy of halfway. To Bussey in centre field. Steve Crossley has gone for the wrong option, and Bussey will make a couple of metres forwards. Crossley comes in, and that's good work ethic there from Steve Crossley. And Bussey's wrapped up on the last tackle for Featherstone. 25 metres out. Steve Crossley will be penalised for not clearing the ruck. We see this happen, Damien, at all levels. Steve Crossley, he has a quiet word with referee Matt Ross-Lee, but I've got to give the officials, they've no option but to penalise the Bulls there. Crossley is interfering with play in an offside position.
He was. I mean, he did try to get himself out of the way, but the onus is on the person to clear the ruck there, and he failed to do that. Sam Hallis now just having a word with the officials as Featherstone are going to line up the two here. What's interesting, Mick, early is one of the standouts of Featherstone Rovers, number 28, Josh Walters, really making an impact, quite pointed runs and taking 2 and 3 defenders with him on this right flank. That's the sort of work I refer to that the Bulls are missing from Maurice Evans and a Jake Webster at the moment. Remembering Webster is on the bench. Just a little bit of go-forward pressure there from the Bulls. They're not quite denting the advantage line as best as they can, and so we're not really seeing Lilly and Milne come into the game yet in the same merit that in the same way that Buzzy and Boas are getting their hand on the ball quite a little bit there for the Featherstone Rovers. So certainly 6 points and lining up 2-point penalty here for the Featherstone Rovers. I think it's a good indication of where the game lies after 15 minutes.
Watson Boas, 20 metres out in front of the post. That one goes between them. And on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2 this afternoon, we've had 11 and a half minutes gone. It is Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 8.
Yeah, look, as I said, very early days here, but really Bulls have lacked yardage is what they've lacked. From no lack of trying from Steve Crossley, and Buston has contributed as well a little bit, but they certainly haven't had any sets attacking sets in the 20-metre line of the Featherstone Rovers as they go for a short kickoff. A nice tactic there as Ethan Ryan goes up, and he's retained the ball now 35 metres out. What a tactic. When you've got a man with hands like Ethan Ryan, why not give him the odds?
Ethan Ryan will win the penalty. Jack Bussey all over Ethan Ryan there. And the penalty count is evened up at 2 penalties apiece. The Bulls trailing on the Pulse 2 scoreboard by 8 points to 0, but they're going to have a full set of 6, 20 metres out from that Featherstone line. Bradford in their home shirts of red, amber and black played towards the South Bank stand, and it'll be Steve Crossley on tackle number 1. Centre field position. Wilde looks towards Milnes, fires it to Milnes. Milnes to Lilly. Lilly shows the dummy, finds the gap, and Ethan Ryan will waltz in past the Featherstone Rovers defence. He was like a ballerina on the ballroom dance floor, and here we go. The Bulls, they have narrowed the gap. 8 turns to 4, and it's the Bulls 4, Rovers 8. Jordan Lilly, great conviction there with that short pass.
When you get a chance, listeners, to have a look at this on replay, you'll start to see what we talk about natural classic halves. That was a magic little run there from Jordan Lilly. A nice angle. He had numbers on his outside. But the quality of the double pump. A little dummy. He went to go. He double pumped it. And it opened up the defence beautifully. It made them all hesitate. It was a split-second little delay he gave. But he just lovely held the ball up. And he's popped it off there to Ethan Ryan in a beautiful support angle, who finished very well. The first set the Bradford Bulls have had starting the attack within the 30-metre line of Featherstone Rovers, and they've come up with points. I think that's going to be the trick today, Mick. They must win the yardage first against this big and robust and hungry Featherstone pack. If they can do that, I think the class of the halves are going to get enough points to win the match.
Elliot Minchella will take the conversion. The Pulse 2 kick predictor says 84%. That one goes between the paws. Minchella 2 from 2 last week. 11 from 15 so far this season since taking over from Dane Chisholm, who's currently away on family leave. And Pulse 2, Bulls Live, Mick Gledall, Damien Irving. It is Bradford Bulls 6, Featherstone Rovers 8, and that all come about that short restart from Jordan Lilly. Watson Boas on the restart sends it downtown. Caught in two hands there by Milnes. Looks for a Wilful running forward, finds Crossley. Crossley takes the captain's knock. He's brought down there by Bussey and Davis on his own 20 metre line. It's going to go down to Fogging Johnston. Johnston's brought down 25 metres out, shy of halfway, centre field. Loop pass out towards Lilly. Lilly to Farrell. Farrell over on that right hand edge. He's brought down by two Featherstone defenders, and they're going to attack the short side with Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan on the fourth tackle, 10 shy of halfway. They're going to fire it towards Minchella. Minchella, lateral run, straightens up, and he's going to get some momentum, and he's 5 metres inside the Featherstone half. 15 minutes gone, Bulls 6, Rovers 8. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. Milnes sends it down towards Render. Render takes that one from the clouds, and he's immediately going to be swarmed upon there by those red, amber and black jerseys, and Featherstone Rovers are going to play the ball 15 out from their own try line, and it's going to go from Render towards Walters. Walters is brought down on the second tackle by Garside. They're looking for options here. Bussey out of dummy half, scampers forward. He's made 10-15 metres, so good contribution so far from the former Toronto Wolfpack man, who'll play the ball 5 shy of halfway. It now goes to John Davies. Davies sucks in Wilde. Along the line it's going to go to Cooper. Cooper's brought down on the fourth tackle. 5 metres now inside the Bulls half. 16 minutes gone here at Odsall. It's going to go to Makatoa. Makatoa is inside the Bradford half, just 2 metres shy of the Bradford 30 metre line, so 30 out on the last. They come on this main stand side towards Bussey. Bussey sends it down towards Ethan Ryan. Ryan, clean pair of hands. He'll take tackle number 1, 10 metres out, and it remains Bulls 6, Rovers 8. Johnston once again carries it out of dummy half. He'll make 10 metres forward, so second tackle gone. Bradford on their own 20. Milnes at dummy half to Oakes. Oakes is brought down by Davis, Walters and Bussey in a 3-man tackle. And Bradford are 20 shy of halfway on tackle number 3. Here goes Callum Bostain. He'll make 12 metres forward. They're on tackle number 4 now on this line, the Bulls, and Callum Bostain wins a penalty. The referee looks at Luke Cooper and says hands in at the ruck, and that's come late in the count. That's a pick-me-up for John Keir and the Bulls, because Milnes will send this one into the main stand side, and the Bulls will have a full set of 6, 45 out.
A new set of maturity out there from the Bulls. They were a little bit flat early on and went down 6-0 and an 8-0, and then we found they took the impetus to change the game themselves. The short kick-off changed it. I don't know they had the confidence or the ability to close that off a month ago. They've certainly got it now. Really well done, as they're on the attack now, 21 metres out, and Wilde moves into dummy half.
Wilde to Crossley on this right edge, to Lilly. Lilly to Minchella. Minchella's brought down by Broadbent. Also Makatoa out there on that right stand side. Back inside the Featherstone 20. It goes from Lilly to Crossley. Crossley's brought down 8 metres out. They've got a tackle remaining here, the Bulls. They're in front of the post. Wilde. Good shape here from the Bulls on the left. It goes from Milnes to Garside. Garside get past Bussey, and he's brought down on the last. We've had 18 minutes gone. Bulls 6, Rovers 8. Last tackle. Crossfield kick there from Rowan Milnes. Milnes looking for Grant. Finds Grant. Grant's just had an air grab. It's gone between the fingers. That will be an exchange over in possession. It was on the last. It was the power play. Featherstone Rovers will play the ball 10 metres out from their own try line, and it remains on Pulse 2 this afternoon as we approach the quarter mark of this game in the 5th round of the Coral Challenge Cup. Bradford 6, Featherstone 8. And what have we got here? The referee is going to penalise Callum Bostain. A 2-on-1 strip, so the penalty count, 3 penalties apiece. That'll allow Watson Boas to find touch on the far stand side. And the Bulls, Damien, they've been conceding an average 8 penalties a game. They'll want to watch that this afternoon, because already it has given Featherstone 2 points via the boot of Watson Boas.
The disappointing thing there was a nice close out to the set from Milnes. He came the short side through a lovely no-look pass, didn't break the line, moved himself to the open side very nicely and got a decent kick away to Dalton Grant's wing. Dalton wasn't able to handle that and the ball went out. But it was a play the ball off their own line for Featherstone. The Bulls had them pinned down there but failed to capitalise. Let the pressure valve off by giving that penalty away. Disappointing that from Buston. He didn't need to make that play. As Featherstone now move it out, 35 out from the Bulls line.
They're on this main stand side, Ryan Carr's side. Walters in at dummy half as Render will play the ball. Back in centre field to Bussey. Bussey straightens up, sucks in Hallis and bust in, and here come Featherstone with Walters once again. 30 metres out. Maskell in at dummy half to Bussey. 25 metres out as Cooper's going to be brought down. That'll be the last tackle here for Featherstone. The 20 metres out in front of the Bulls' post. They have a 2-point advantage at 8 points to 6 as Bussey kicks through, looking to put Ethan Ryan under pressure. Ethan Ryan does well. He will take the tackle a metre inside the field of play. He had Walters and Davis, the Predators, around him, and great awareness there from Ethan Ryan, put his body on the line. 20 minutes gone here. I don't know where this game has gone. The time just literally whizzing us by, and it's Bulls 6, Rovers 8. Broadbent for Featherstone after 4 minutes. Boas with a penalty on minute number 11, and then that was cancelled out immediately on the restart after Jordan Lilly's restart was shallow and Ethan Ryan went over. So Bradford, they're on the last tackle, deep inside their own half. Milnes loses his footing. The bounce of the ball will be kind. Josh Hardcastle will take tackle number 1 for Ryan Carr's side. The ball's been lost there. Steve Crossley, one-on-one strip. Bradford now win the penalty because Matty Wildy's been caught. Featherstone Rovers, they had 7 players in front of the referee, and Matt Ross-Lee extends the arm towards the Bulls' try line and says that is a penalty 30 metres out in a centre field position. John Keir, though, does not go for 2 as James Green becomes the first interchange of the afternoon for the side, and he's brought down 20 metres out on tackle number 1. 18 minutes to half-time here. The Bulls looking good. Milnes to Garside. The former Sheffield man rolled over on his back in a 2-man tackle by Oman Royden Davis. It's now going to go to Wildy, to Crossley. Crossley sucks in that defence, offloads it to Wildy, and Wildy's put it down, and he punches the ground. Agonising stuff there from the Bulls. They went oh so close, oh so near. They declined the 2 points on offer. That'll be a chance gone begging. The Pulse 2 scoreboard says Bulls 6, Rovers 8, 17 and a half minutes to go to half time.
That little bit of ill-discipline again down the attacking quarter as the Bulls get to look to build field position and get repeat sets. They haven't looked like it in a repeat set, to be fair. Silly errors like that towards the end of sets while giving penalties away will just be the disappointing aspect there for John Keir. As another penalty is given away from breaking early from the scrum, Featherstone will be kicking for touch, and again, straight out of the danger zone, straight out of their own end. So the Bulls need to mould more pressure there. They need to make sure that Featherstone have to work to get out of their own end, because at the moment they're getting an easy ride, piggybacked out of their own end way too easily, and that will tell towards the end of the 80 minutes, Mick, in terms of fatigue. A little bit easy, as I say, for Featherstone. They're going to get a tap here coming out of their own end to hit it up towards the halfway line. Good defence there from the Bulls, and it's going to be Featherstone on the attack, 35 out.
Davis on tackle number 1 try so far this season, goes to Bussey, to Oman Royd. Oman Royd brought down there by Hallis, Green and Wildy. Second tackle gone, 40 away from the Bradford line. Centre field, they'll go down the middle with Cooper. Cooper's rolled over on the Bradford 30 metre line by Wildy. Maskell in at dummy half, shifts it on this right hand edge towards Walters, and Walters will be brought down 10 metres out in front of the main stand, 25 away from the Bradford line. Once again, they're going to go lateral across the face of the post. Maskell to Boas. Boas on that left edge. Good flick on pass. It goes from Sutcliffe to Broadbent. Broadbent's away, but the referee will bring Broadbent back. Ethan Ryan had his number anyway, but it's another penalty. This one to the Bulls for crossing again. A 9th penalty in this first half. 5-4. The Bulls lead the count, and Lilly will find touch on the far stand side. 16 to go to half time. Bulls 6, Rovers 8. Just a try apiece. Broadbent for Featherstone, Ryan for the Bulls, and they'll take tackle number 1, a couple of metres shy of that halfway line. It goes from Wilder to Hallis to Steve Crossley, and Steve Crossley's made 20 metres forward. He'll carry Bradford 30 metres out, centre field position. Dummy half play from Wilder to Lilly to Minchella. And Minchella on the third tackle will play the ball 20 metres out. It now goes to Wilder, to Hallis. Hallis like a battering ram. He'll make 5 metres forward. 15 metres out in front of the post. Penalty in front, and John Keir can't get that kicking tee on quick enough. The Bulls will go for the 2 points on offer. 15 metres out, centre field. The Pulse 2 kick predictor has already said Minchella's solid this one over. It's saying 100%. Let's see if Minchella can do it. But we've just seen Damien the Bulls there. A lot of ascendancy, momentum, the speeding up the ruck. And is this the right decision from John Keir?
Oh, I think so. They failed to mount too much pressure there on the repeat sets that they have earned. So take the 2 points and get back to halfway, kick it off, going in even at 8-8. What I would say, though, is that Featherstone have to be a little bit careful here. That's 6 penalties now to 3. And they are coming from spoiling tactics. We know the side they picked. It's a big, robust side. They're trying to slow down that ruck as soon as the Bulls do dint their advantage line with their hit-ups. And the referee is noticing that spoiling tactic and penalising them. I would expect a team warning very soon. You can't have a penalty count 6 points to 3 and then not be further disciplined for that. I would just point out, as Elliot Minchella lines up this kick, he's got the brightest brand new pair of boots on you've ever seen. They're high vis. You'd still be able to see those if it was playing at midnight tonight, Mick, as the kick goes over to make that 8-point ball. But let me tell you something, Elliot doesn't look too comfortable as he's coming inside, stepping and straightening up. And in all seriousness, I fully expect maybe to see him change those boots. They look a new pair. He's been on the top of the surface. The pitch was rolled here during the week at Odsal. It's a little bit slipperier and a bit harder and firmer than it normally is. I think he's been caught out. He's not looking really 100%. He's just asked Gareth Carvell, I think, for something to clean some muck out of his boots there. We'll just keep an eye on that. But he's got half time. He might change him over as Featherstone kick off.
Pulse 2 scoreboard. Bradford 8, Featherstone 8. We're all locked up. We did say this one might go the distance. Still early to call it, but we're 13 minutes out from half time. And it's Defogging Johnston who will carry the ball up to the Bradford 25 metre mark, just to the right of centre field, as Dalton Grant will take the third tackle. So the Bulls letting the forwards have a bit of a breather. And here we go. Crossley. He wants to carry it in. 4th tackle gone. 5 shy of halfway. Wildy now to Hallis. Hallis has lost his footing and he'll be brought down just inside the Featherstone half. It is the last tackle. Milnes will put Render under pressure. Render takes that one on his own 10 metre line. And Milnes chasing up his kick alongside Matt Garside and James Green. They will complete a 3-man tackle there for the Bradford Bulls as Render plays the ball 20 metres out. As once again, Josh Hardcastle will take the second tackle, just making a couple of skinny metres. Here it goes. Bussey to Davis. Davis is brought down on the third tackle. 8 points apiece. 12 minutes remaining in this first half. Bussey to Boas. Boas to Cooper. Cooper's brought down on the last tackle for Ryan Carr's side. They're looking for options. Bussey's calling for it centre field, but it's all a ploy. It goes towards Boas. Boas kicks ahead. It just trickles over the dead ball line. Ethan Ryan quickly throws it to Lilly on the Bradford 20. And here we go. Luke Cooper's down, interfering with play. Bradford wanted to take a quick tap on the 20 metre line. And here we go. The cheers in the background will tell you. Steve Crossley has left the field after a huge first 28 minutes. And on will come Ross Peltier. And let me tell you, It's been a long, long time coming for Ross Peltier. 138 days since he last played here in that 27 points to 8 win against Workington Town. That saw the Bulls promoted to the Championship. So there's just a hold-up in play with Luke Cooper getting a HIA head assessment on the field. And the referee, Matt Ross-Lee, is making sure he's okay. It's looking like Luke Cooper's going to be okay to continue. Lady scores elsewhere, Doncaster 0, Batley 0. And it's Fato Heath 4, Dewsbury 10. Here at Odsall, 8 points apiece. It'll be Johnston on the 0 tackle. Wilde looks and finds, well, just going to say, was looking for Peltier, but he goes himself. Catches a high tackle from Lockwood on the shoulder, and it'll go from Milnes now to Garside. Garside up to halfway for the Bulls. So 3 tackles remaining. This will be the carry for Peltier. Here he goes. Ross Peltier getting tangled up with Bussey. And for good measure, it's going to see James Harrison, the former Batley man, brought down. That's the son of former Halifax and Great Britain international Carl Harrison. Watson Bowers on Jordan Lilly. He wraps him up like a meal ticket. That's the 4th tackle gone for the Bulls. Fast hands from Farrell on the fast-hand side to Minchella. And Minchella, in a 4-man tackle, will be pushed back towards the halfway line. 11 minutes to go to half-time. 8 points apiece. Bradford on the last tackle. Connor Farrell will send one down towards Jack Broadbent. And Broadbent has a bit of work to do. And he'll return the ball to Milnes and Peltier. 12 metres out from his own try line. 10 minutes now remaining in this first half. Bradford Bulls Live Pulse 2. Mick Gledel, Damien Irving. We're going to hear from Jai Hitchcocks at half time. He's going to give an injury update after his successful surgery last week, and certainly, hopefully, Jai Hitchcocks is hoping to be back out there on the field for the business end of the season. But certainly tight and tense here. Maskell for Featherstone, brought down by Wilde and Peltier. 5 shy of halfway, centre field position. It goes out of dummy half from Harrison. Harrison tucks that ball in that right arm, and Featherstone are on the last tackle, 40 metres out from the Bradford line. And Bussey looks to go on the percentages on the power play. Can't find the support, and it's an error there from Harrison, and Bradford have recovered the ball on the 0 tackle, and Ross Peltier will be brought down 15 shy of halfway, so that's the 0 tackle. It's the 3rd error in this first half from Ryan Carr's side, as they're really trying to play a really expansive off-the-cuff style game. Johnston's brought down on halfway, tackle 1. Milnes in at dummy half to Ross Oakes. Ross Oakes makes 10 metres forward, and you suspect Bradford, well, they're building some momentum here. Could this be the set to get their second try or more points, as James Green will be wrapped up there by Davis and Lockwood. They're 30 metres out, just to the left-hand side of centre field. They go back down the middle with Hallas. Hallas flick on past to Peltier. Peltier runs behind Farrell. Referee nods his head, it's okay, no penalty. And Bradford, with 2 tackles remaining, are 25 metres out. Lilly in centre field. Along the line to his former junior partner at Stanley, which is Sam Hallas. This will be the last. It's Lilly, 15 out. Along the line to Ethan Ryan. Ryan, 10 metres out, brought down. Try serving tackle from Brad Day, and Bradford will change the ball into Featherstone hands. 10 metres out, 8 minutes to go to half time, and on the Pulse 2 scoreboard it says Bradford 8, Featherstone 8.
It's all about this defensive set now, Mick. They've rolled the dice there and haven't come up, but they've certainly pinned Featherstone down. The Bulls have, coming out of their own 10 metres line, but they need a big defensive set on the back of that pressure, as we've said earlier. Featherstone now working it out 22 metres out. The Bulls can't afford to give a penalty here. They really need to lock down and make Featherstone kick from inside their own half. Must say, fantastic seeing Ross Peltier back out there. Some very good involvement from him. Big boots to full. Crossley has been absolutely immense for the first 20 minutes of this game, but Peltier certainly a worthy replacement, and he's looking fit and he's looking hungry.
Bussey is brought down on the last tackle for Featherstone. They're 30 metres out from the Bradford line. It goes to Watson Bowers. Watson Bowers, an angled kick on that far stand side. That one finds touch, inches in front of Elliot Minchella. He was happy to let that one bounce, and that'll be a scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls just inside their own 20-metre line. So what happened in the last round of the Coral Challenge Cup? Well, Bradford, they navigated that tough tie at Cougar Park, defeating Keighley by 14 points to 12. A try either side of half-time from Ryan and Flanagan, and an Elliot Minchella penalty saw the Bulls escape with a narrow 14-12 win. For Featherstone, they scored 7 tries in a 38-14 win against Swinton at Post Office Road. So a place in tomorrow night's 6th round draw at stake here, and at the moment it's as tight and tense as we thought it would be when we made our big, bold Pulse 2 predictions. So Bradford, from that scrum, Ross Oakes, third tackle gone, 5 shy of halfway, Wilde to Green. Green brought down there by King, who's just come on, the former Parramatta Eels man. It goes to Peltier. Peltier's brought down in a 3-man tackle. Last tackle for John Keir's side. 42 out from the Featherstone line. It'll go to Lilly. Lilly sends one perfectly up high. Render takes that, 15 out. He evades Minchella, puts the fend on Green, but Green stands tall and drags him down. 25 out. So Featherstone, they will attack the Bulls from deep. It's now Fat O'Heath 10, Dewsbury Rams 10. So tight and tense over on Merseyside, and it's still scoreless at the Keepmoat. It's Doncaster 0, Batley 0. And could you believe it? 8 points apiece here. So nothing to choose between the 6 teams playing in the Coral Challenge Cup this afternoon. Featherstone, 8 metres inside the Bradford half, as Cameron King goes out a dummy half, sucks in the defence of Farrell, gives it back to Boas, and Boas is wrapped up 30 metres out by Minchella on that left-hand edge. So on that far stand side, on the last tackle, it's going to go to Bussey. Bussey will kick ahead between Ryan and Johnston. It comes off Johnston's chest towards the Bradford line, and Ethan Ryan will scoop up the loose ball, and he will carry it 15 out from his own line on tackle 1. Here goes Johnston now, giving the Bulls some momentum on this main stand side. 10 in as Mills goes in at that dummy half roll towards Oakes. Oakes to Ryan. Ryan's second carry on this set. Third tackle gone. It goes now to Lilly. Lilly to Peltier. Peltier's brought down. Wilde looks towards Mills, fires it to Mills. Mills to Lilly. Lilly shows the dummy, finds the gap, and Ethan Ryan will waltz in past the Featherstone Rovers defence. He was like a ballerina on the ballroom dance floor. And here we go, the Bulls, they have narrowed the gap. 8 turns to 4, and it's the Bulls 4, Rovers 8.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties at the ground. We're doing all we can to get you back into the game.
Mills floats it out wide towards Ryan. Inside support to Ross Oakes. And Ross Oakes, on his first start in 2019, has the opening score here at Olympic Legacy Park. 12 minutes on the clock. Sheffield Eagles 0. The Bradford Bulls 4. Bulls will go. That was zip, zip, boom. It's Ethan Ryan who touches down, and here come the Bradford Bulls, back-to-back tries.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties at the ground. We're doing all we can to get you back into the game.
They're out to Chisholm. Chisholm to Ryan. Ethan Ryan's in at the corner. It's that acrobatic swan dive. He's done it again. Ethan Ryan. What a sensational try here for the Bradford Bulls. Onto the ropes. Justice for the red, amber and black. It's 4 points to 12. It's going to go to Chisholm on this left-hand edge towards Lilly, and Ethan Ryan's in at the corner. It's another try from Ethan Ryan, and the gap has gone from 12 to 8. It's now only 4. It's 8 points to 12 as Bradford suck that defence in. Webster's away. Here goes Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan. Pass on the inside. He returns the favour. And Brandon Pickers goes! from the Bradford Bulls.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties at the ground. We're doing all we can to get you back into the game.
Wildy to Oaks. Oaks out to Ryan. Ryan's in at the corner. Super finish from Ethan Ryan. He's dived in. The corner post doesn't. Well, welcome back to Odsal Stadium. Featherstone Rovers have just been awarded a penalty underneath the Bradford post. It's Featherstone 8, Bradford 8, and Jordan Lilly has been absolutely poleaxed. And we're going to see Featherstone surely down to 12 men here. The penalty will be given to Featherstone. We're going to say it's dead play, Damien, but that was a high tackle. If someone doesn't walk here, then I've lost every faith in the match officials.
Jordan Lilly came through and took an intercept, which was a choice intercept. Featherstone were on the attack. They'd broken the line, had a quick play the ball under the sticks. As they moved it one wide of the ruck, Jordan Lilly came off the line and he took an intercept, which probably saved the try. But the referee called him offside. As play broke down and Lilly went through the line, he looked around, the play had stopped, the whistle had gone. He's copped a high shot from Featherstone, which was very cheap and very late, and he wasn't looking. They're the sort of things which really should lead to a yellow card, Mick. I'm surprised there's not been a larger sanction there. It's not even going to be turned around the penalty. It was a dead ball play position. It shouldn't change the alter of the game in terms of there being a penalty awarded, but I can't see how that is not for further discipline. It looked high, but it was certainly late and the whistle had gone. No need for it all. Featherstone very, very lucky to still have 13 on the park.
And Watson Boas will point towards the post. So with 2.5 minutes to go to half time, Featherstone looking like they will have a slender 2-point lead. The Pulse 2 kick predictor saying 99% chance of success. And listen to the boos and jeers when this one goes over. There we go. Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 10. Watson Boas free from free this afternoon. And I'm going to chase that up at half-time, Damien. I've got a few friends in the RFL match officials department, but that surely should have been a card. I'm not saying the referee has to reverse his original decision. Lilly's kick has not gone 10, and the Bulls now, they're compounding themselves. Lilly's arguing with the referee. It had gone 10. The referee looked to the touch judge, and now Featherstone have another penalty on the halfway line, and we've got 90 seconds to half time. Watson Boas looks at the post, decides he's going to go for touch. Just a little bit too far out on his radar. The last thing the Bulls need to do now is concede any more points. It's going to be quickly tapped by King. King to Cooper. Cooper's brought down just outside that left-hand edge. Back now with Boas. Boas along the line, and Featherstone Rovers are 15 metres out from that Bradford try line. Here we go, we've got a minute remaining and they're looking for more points. It goes to Davis, busses in, and it's a flick-on pass after sucking in Ethan Ryan, and Josh Hardcastle will get his first try of the season for Featherstone Rovers, and that is a killer blow for John Keir and the Bradford Bulls. The kick will come on this main stand touchline, but it's looking like it could potentially be a 6 or even 8-point deficit at half time.
Look, unlucky that, and this is where half-time can't come soon enough now. John Keir will have to get in the word of these guys and make sure their heads don't drop down for the Bulls, and I can tell you why, Mick. Very, very unlucky. Firstly, the penalty they gave away should have been down by 2 points. I get that. But then the short kick-off, I've got to tell you, it went 10 metres, Mick. It went 10 metres in the air and it blew back. Jordan Lilly actually called that and asked the referee to look at it. The touch judge, horribly out of position. He was on the far side of the pitch and he didn't see the ball bend over the line and come back. That happens. The officials are doing their best job. It was a line ball, but it did go 10. Nevertheless, another set comes out for the Featherstone Rovers. Really should have been dealt with. They got in there. Good hands. Fantastic involvement from the big number.
At this club, and it's a proud club, passionate club, and all the boys want to do their best. So, yeah.
This is Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2.
For the start of the second half, and it will be Featherstone who will have first use of the ball. 8 points to 14. The Bulls trail. Let's see what happens in this second half. And elsewhere, it is Doncaster 6, Batley 0, and it is still 10 points apiece between Fat O'Heath and Dewsbury. Fat O'Heath about to claim their second major cup scalp of 2019. So we're going to be over on this right-hand edge as Featherstone look to build on that impressive end to the first half. They're on the last tackle, just inside the Bradford half. King to Bussey. Bussey under pressure from Flanagan. His kick will be taken by Lilly, and Lilly takes tackle number 1 for the Bradford Bulls. We've had a minute gone, at the start of this second half here on Pulse 2. Let's see what the Bulls are made of. They're going to have to do it tough. Nothing's easy. Ethan Ryan, though, will win a penalty. 13th penalty of the afternoon. 7-6 now, the penalty count, and Lilly is going to hurry up, make no love, no haste. Finds touch. 35 out from the Featherstone line, so an early chance for the Bradford Bulls in this second half as Dalton Grant will have to field the ball towards Minchella. Minchella's changed the boots in the interval. He's gone for a more traditional black and red Adidas Predator, it looks from here, a number, as it goes from Flanagan to Peltier. Peltier's brought down, 20 out in front of the post. It now goes to Hallas. Hallas to Milnes. Milnes takes the line on. Great to see. He's got his first try of the season last week in that 2012 win over Dewsbury in a similar position. The 10 metres out to the left-hand side of the post. It'll go from Flanagan to Green. Green back after missing 2 games with a knee injury. Flanagan to Hallas. Hallas delayed pass to Peltier. Peltier along the line to Lilly. Lilly to Minchella. Minchella past Boas. Boas wraps him up on the last. Still 10 metres out on this main stand side. Centre field to Lilly. Crossfield kick. Looking for Ethan Ryan, Ross Oakes and defogging Johnston, but that is Josh Hardcastle who does well and takes that one, and he's brought down 2 metres out from his own try line, and now Featherstone are in deep field position as it goes once again towards Hardcastle. Second carry on this set, carries him just outside his own 10. We've had 2.5 minutes gone here on Pulse 2. Bradford 8, Featherstone 14. Broadbent and Hardcastle the try scorers for Featherstone Rovers. Ethan Ryan for the Bradford Bulls, and a penalty goal difference. Bradford, you feel though, have to score next in this one, and that is not what John Keir's side wanted there. Connor Farrell and George Flanagan holding Cameron King down in the tackle, and that's the 14th penalty of the afternoon. It's a bit of a penalty from both sides, lacking a bit of discipline. And let's not forget Featherstone without their dual reg trio from the Rhinos of Golding, Newman and Briscoe, and from Wakefield, Ben Reynolds. Bradford, as we said, deciding to rest Liam Kirk, Matty Storden and Mikey Wood this afternoon. Dewsbury have just taken the lead. It's 16-10 against Fat O'Heath. Featherstone 25 out in front of the Bradford post. It goes to King. King to Bussey. Bussey caught on the shoulder there by Flanagan, and Bussey's wrapped up 20 metres out. We've had 4 minutes gone at the start of this second half. Cameron King appealing for a penalty. Runs into James Green. Drops to the floor and milks the penalty there for mine. And the referee, well, Matt Rossley, you can tell what the crowd think of that one, and they're going to take the 2 points on offer here, Featherstone Rovers, and that is going to make it a 2-score ball game in this 5th round of the Challenge Cup. Bradford, I think they can feel a little bit hard done to there, Damien. Pulse 2 kick predictor already at 99%. This one 15 out in front of the post. This is surely going to be 16-8.
Yeah, scrappy start to the half there, and I don't see where the officials have found a penalty there in front for Featherstone Rovers. A very scrappy play of the ball prior to that. Saw the dummy half run straight behind the dead player standing in front of him there. There was probably a case for an obstruction there against Featherstone Rovers, but nevertheless, this is going to take it to 16 points to 8 as Boas kicks from in front and lines it up. Bulls just need to raise the tempo. I'm sure that's what John Keir was looking for. Build pressure. Whichever side gets the repeat repeat sets and builds pressure down that end, they're going to be the victors. I still think there's plenty of points in this game. One aspect of the first half the Bulls failed to handle very well from Rovers was the second phase ball up the middle, looking for offloads, the big props, and you know, the dummy halves and hookers really ran off them very well. Ethan Ryan's having a very good game for the Bulls. I'd like to see him fire up the middle a little bit more and just look for Crossley, Jake Webster now who's on the field on the left side to get those arms free and look for offloads up the middle. Try and replicate what Featherstone Rovers are doing to the Bulls. A big half of rugby league ahead of us here, Mick.
Well, 34 minutes, Damien. Can the Bulls come back from behind? They had to do it in the first game of the new season here, coming from behind to pinch that one by 17 points to 16. Tries from Webster, Chisholm and Flanagan, and a Chisholm drop goal for good measure that afternoon. And let's not forget the last time they met in the Challenge Cup here at Odsal back in April 2017. It was Featherstone 21, Bradford 13. Awful wet conditions. It's dry and fast here this afternoon. Featherstone on the restart. They're 10 metres inside the Bradford half on the last tackle. King to Boas. Boas past Farrell and Hallis. Ryan takes that one on his own 10-metre line, unopposed, so he'll carry Bradford out of their own 20. The trail on the Pulse 2 scoreboard by 16 points to 8. And they have 33 minutes remaining to save their Challenge Cup season. What are the Bulls made of? Rowan Milnes out of dummy half. Milnes 20 metres forward, too shy of halfway. Oaks in at dummy half to Webster, who's come on at the start of this second half. Webster, fierce running style towards Hallis. Hallis brought down there by King and Sutcliffe in a two-man tackle. Flanagan to Peltier. Peltier, a bit of a side run. Swerves past Davis. Can't get past Harrison. Last tackle here for the Bulls. 30 metres out, centre field. Lilly, crossfield kick, looking for Grant. But Jack Broadbent will take that one with ease. And Broadbent now, he'll be felled by Hallison Green in a two-man tackle. 15 out from the Featherstone Rovers try line. So it remains Bradford 8, Featherstone 16. Just a Watson-Boas penalty goal kick from in front. The difference in this second half. And that Challenge Cup draw tomorrow evening at 6:30 on the BBC Sports channel. Will it be Bradford or will it be Featherstone? Featherstone 10 shy of halfway, third tackle gone. King looks for forwards, finds Harrison. Harrison to Boas. Boas towards Bussey on this left-hand edge, and he's going to be brought down 5 metres in front of Elliot Minchella, Cora Farrell. 42 out from the Bradford line on the last. King. That's caught the wind. It's coming down with some ferocity. And Ethan Ryan's now taken out in the air. It's another penalty. 16th penalty of the afternoon. 8 penalties apiece now. And Ethan Ryan's down. Just holding his right ankle. The physio will come on. Hopefully Ethan Ryan's okay. He'll get the thumbs up, but he'll just walk a little bit gingerly into the Bulls attacking line. Lilly's found touch on the halfway line. So with 9 minutes gone at the second half, the Bulls have a full set of 6 inside the Featherstone half. Flanagan to Green. Green's brought down on tackle number 2. 12 metres inside the Featherstone half, just to the right of centre field. Flanagan in at dummy half, finds Lilly. Lilly to Milnes. Milnes to Webster. Webster on that left hand edge, and the 35-year-old former NRL Super League player's brought down 20 metres out. Goes to Peltier. Peltier towards the Featherstone line. Peltier like a tsunami. And here we go. The Bulls have got a roll on. It goes to Flanagan. Flanagan's had a brain explosion. He's kicked it towards the Featherstone line. And it's been picked up by Harrison. Harrison's lost the ball. Minchella has it. And the referee will say knock on Featherstone scrum. Head and feet to the Bradford Bulls. 40 metres out from the Featherstone line. Flanagan, what was he doing there, Damien? I don't think that warranted a kick. I know at half-time we said off air the Bulls' kick chase this afternoon has been abysmal, but oh boy, I don't think anybody ref the telegram there.
No, look, it was probably the right idea. Wrong player and poor execution. Grubbering it in goal was where Flanagan tried to go. The problem with George, sometimes he has that rush of blood and he doesn't quite go with what everybody else is ready for or the set play. So the grubber was picked up and a nice run from Featherstone, but a lovely covering effort from Sam Hallis to knock the ball free on the 45-metre line. As the Bulls now through Milne, forging down the left side, 30 metres out.
Josh Walters, Alex Sutcliffe, the two defenders for Featherstone on the far stand side. Flanagan in at dummy half to Milnes. Milnes now to Green. Green's 10 metres out in front of the Featherstone Rovers post. Bradford looking for first points at the start of this second half. Flanagan to Lilly to Farrell. Farrell with a dummy. Back inside to Ryan. Ryan, can he reach out and score? No, he can't. 4 metres out from that Featherstone Rovers try line. There's messing around at the play of the ball. Minchella at dummy half to Lilly. Lilly to Peltier. Peltier attacks Davis. Omenroyd comes in as well at the side. And the Bulls, they're on the last tackle. Just to the left-hand side of the post. 10 metres out. It goes to Milnes. Milnes, crossfield kick. Looking for Fogging Johnston. Fogging Johnston's been taken out in the air on the last tackle, and that is Bradford's 9th penalty now in this match. And Johnston's down in a heap on the floor. The referee will stop the clock. The Featherstone Rovers players, they now are incensed by that decision, but for mine, correct call. Johnston, both feet off the ground, ball in hand. He was taken out.
Yeah, you've got to protect the player in the air. I think he's okay, Foggin Johnson. He'll be really winded from that. He came down with the full weight of his own body plus 2 defenders from a good distance in the air and landed flat on his back up towards the shoulders. It's a very dangerous way to fall there. You can hit your back of your head on the hard turf here. Certainly it's bad for shoulders as well. He looks to be okay. He's sitting up now and getting some medical attention. I think really would have taken the wind out of him there.
Well, the Sports Babylon Damien says, great call, guys. Credit where it's due. How did Damien notice Minchella was looking slippy in the new boots and forecast he may change them at half-time? Brilliant insight, guys. Proper rugby league analysis and knowledge. That's what you get on Pulse 2, the home of live rugby league. And here we go. 28 minutes to go. Bradford with Flanagan. 10 metres out to Peltier. Ross Peltier is over the Featherstone line. Has he got it down? The referee says held up. 5 scrambling Featherstone Rovers defenders. And Peltier will go back to the 10. Centre field position. The Bulls chasing the game. 16 points to 8. Lilly to Farrell. Farrell half break. 2 metres out on this main stand side. Minchella at dummy half. Fires it into the chest of Lilly. Lilly along the line to Hallis. Hallis is going to be brought down in a 2-man tackle as James Lockwood comes in and goes for the legs. It's now Flanagan. Lilly. Milnes. That's touched a Featherstone arm and the referee will say knock on. Johnston's gone over in the corner. The chance has gone begging there for the Bulls. Oh so near, yet oh so far. It is now the 4th error from John Keir's side inside the Featherstone 20 in this game, and the Pulse 2 scoreboard remains Bulls 8, Rovers 16 in a pulsating Coral Challenge Cup game.
But I think the door was open there, a little bit of insight into where we think this game might be won. We talked a little bit over the last month where the direct route is probably where the Bulls look likely, but just hasn't been able to be affected through Crossley and Kirk and some of the other forwards there who are very direct runners. But none have probably the wrestle ability and the upright running ability to go in under the sticks like Ross Peltier. He very, very nearly did that on a lovely angled run. He got over and was held up in goal. The more chances you give Ross Peltier like that at an angle in around the post, he's going to get the ball down, Mick. I'd love to see some more of that. It's a feature. He's one of the best in the game at it. He's like a big 10-pin bowling ball going through the skittles as he gets in under the sticks. Really good run that. I'd like to see more of it from Ross. He might get himself a meat pie today.
George Flanagan, he has not passed the concussion test, so he's got to go for a head assessment down the tunnel. And on will come Mary Wilde and Callum Busting warming up on the far stand side. We're about to see the big bear back out there on the field, and that'll give the Bulls a bit of momentum. And George Flanagan, Damien saying shoulder. His game could be gone, Damien, here for George. He's been one of 4 only ever presents for John Keir's side in 2019, and he looks in a lot of discomfort.
Oh, it's bad luck if it is another shoulder for this squad. Shoulders are impact injuries. There's not much you can do about to protect from them. Let's hope not. It might just be a burner. Let's hope for George. He's walking off unassisted, but it looks dicey, that one.
Featherstone Rovers moving the ball out from deep inside their own half. It is now Doncaster 6, Batley 12, and Dewsbury have scored 2 quick tries at the start of the second half against a very dogged and determined Fato Heath. It's 22 points to 10 here at Odsall. Bradford 8, Featherstone 16. Next try wins it, you feel. 26 minutes remaining, approaching the hour mark. Featherstone on the Bradford 40-metre line. They've played for the penalty there of Featherstone, and he's seen it as the referee. Oh my word, let me tell you this, Damien. I'm currently calling it, but Matt Lee, we follow each other on Twitter. You're going to get a lot of credit at full time. That is the first time I've seen a referee penalise the side with possession for milking the penalty, throwing it at Connor Farrell, who was stood there innocently. Well done.
It's been big into Australia at the moment, the NRL. They're calling that. They don't want to see rugby league become a game with people playing for penalties. That was penalty blown. Very brave and very good call.
Bradford's 10th penalty of the afternoon. Is that going to change this one? On such small margins, games do change. The Bulls have the momentum. For the last 10 minutes, all the action has been down inside the Featherstone half, and here they go. They're 20 metres out as it goes from Wilde towards Lilly. Lilly to Minchella, and again, a forward pass. They didn't need to do that, Damien, the Bulls. Scrum head and feet to Featherstone. Pulse 2 scoreboard, Bulls 8, Rovers 16.
Gets back to what we're talking about, Mick. A little knock on there, I think, at the collision from Minchella. It gets back to what we talk about, building pressure. Patience, building sets in defence, building pressure. Bulls have failed to do it to this point in the game. If the Bulls can put 2 to 3 defensive sets on Featherstone, make them defend for 2 and 3 sets in a line, they will open up. Very hard for Lillian Milnes to open up a defence that's fresh first time every time. So really disappointing that. They're going to need to get these completed sets, and they're going to have to build pressure.
King out of dummy half on the second tackle towards Josh Walters. Walters is brought down 15 out from the halfway line. Walters with just a try to his name in 2019, and Featherstone Rovers looking to avenge that opening day defeat. There's 8 points the difference here at Odsall. 24 minutes remain. Lockwood to Bussey. Bussey to Render. Render actually travelled over to Toulouse last week for Featherstone. He was on the interchange bench but didn't play. Perhaps Ryan Carr was saving him for this afternoon's tie. It's going to go to Makatoa. Makatoa back out there, and he's taken a free-man tackle, including Farrell, Webster and Hallis. Last tackle, 30 metres out. King's kick, not played at. Manny Wilde's been taken out off the ball. Featherstone's still on the last tackle with Walters. He's lost the count. He's wrapped up by the 2 former Featherstone men of Wilde and Farrell, and Bradford will have the ball 15 shy of halfway on their own 35-metre line, and it still remains Bradford Bulls 8, courtesy of try to Ethan Ryan and a penalty to Elliot Minchella. Featherstone Rovers 16, tries from Jack Broadbent and Josh Hardcastle, and 2 Watson Boas penalties. The former Papua New Guinea Hunters man in the Queensland Cup enjoying a great return to action here this afternoon after missing last time out in that 8-2 defeat in Toulouse. So Bradford 10 metres inside the Featherstone half. Minchella to Lilly to Farrell. Farrell on this right hand edge. 4th tackle gone. 15 in from this main stand side. Ethan Ryan's in there at dummy half. To Minchella, who's now in the halves. So John Keir asking for some creativity. One feels with that one. It's the last tackle. The 15 metres out. It goes to Minchella. Bullet pass to Mills. To Ethan Ryan. Ethan Ryan on that left hand edge. He's brought down 5 metres out. And not for the first time this afternoon, Jack Bussey throwing himself around along with John Davis, and Ethan Ryan is denied what would have been an 8th try of the season on that far stand side underneath the touchdown stand. Pulse 2 scoreboard, Bulls 8, Rovers 16. Damien approaching the hour mark.
Yeah, Mick, still, I mean, this is a big defensive set for the Bulls. They've got Featherstone down there and they need to pin them down there. The Bulls just getting a little bit lateral. They're failing to play the ball at the line, going right to left or left to right a little bit too early, putting pressure on the outside men and not really looking to break the line. Also, Ross Peltier, some very direct runs up the middle, nobody pushing up off him. No dummy half or fullback pushing up off him, looking for that arm free and offload. That's something I think the side need to rectify and rectify it quickly. Whether they can do that in the last 21 minutes, I don't know. But certainly, next points are hugely crucial here. It's Featherstone coming up to the halfway in a nice hit-up.
Last tackle for Ryan Carr's side. King out of dummy half to Bussey. Bussey once again goes long and high. It's going to come down on the Bradford 30-metre line. And defogging Johnston's knocked the ball on. That's not what the Bulls wanted to do. And that will give Featherstone a full set of 6, 30 metres out from the Bradford try line. So Bradford's 6th error of the afternoon, and it remains Bradford 8, Featherstone 16.
Look, it's hard to be critical of Dave Fogger-Johnson there. He's come up, he's tried to take it very, very aggressively to take that high ball. He's been very good. That's the first error he's made today, but put the side under immense pressure here now. 30 metres out, scrum feed to Featherstone. Massive defensive set here for the Bulls.
Just a Watson-Bowers penalty, 4 minutes into this second half. The difference here on Pulse 2 this afternoon. Whatever happens here, we'll be calling the game on Good Friday. Halifax against the Bradford Bulls at the Shea. That one a 3 o'clock kick-off. Featherstone, though, from that scrum, 12 metres out over on that right-hand edge. King at dummy half to Makatoa, head down, surging towards the Bradford line. The Bulls are on the ropes, you feel here. The 2 metres out, Featherstone looking for a third try that would potentially win the game. It goes towards Alex Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe's brought down on the 4th. 5 metres out, in at dummy half is Brad Day towards Watson-Bowers. Watson-Bowers to James Harrison. Harrison's brought down there by Minchella and Wilde. Last tackle here for Featherstone. The kick comes in from Bussey, and defogging Johnston will ground the ball in goal, and that is the first goal line dropout, the first repeat set that either side have forced this afternoon. The Bulls have more defending to do. Exactly an hour gone here on Bradford Bulls Live on Pulse 2. Mick Gledhill and Damien Irving, and it remains Bradford 8, Featherstone 16.
First repeat set, very telling, Mick. That's what the Bulls have been crying out for all game, and in fact so have Featherstone. And Featherstone have managed to execute one very nicely there. They're going to cart the ball back now, and it's through Makatoa, is it? No, it's through...
It's Makatoa.
It is Makatoa. Well, he's had a magnificent game. It's his second hit-up that he's had in the last 5 minutes that has absolutely carted the ball forward and demands a lot of effort to tackle him there. Now, Featherstone, 10 metres out, Mick. Can the Bulls hold them out?
18 and a half to go here. King to Harrison. Harrison to Makatoa. Makatoa short ball. He's rolled over by Minchella and Ryan. They're 2 metres out once again. Attacking that Bradford line. Harrison's over. Harrison's over the line. The posts are shaking. The referee points the finger at Featherstone Rovers. They have half a place in that 6th round draw tomorrow evening. That's the first try of the second half. The Bulls now, they're staring into Challenge Cup abyss. Can they come back? They've got the clock against them. It's 20 points to 8. It's about to go out to 3 scores difference, and there's less than 18 remaining.
No, it's time for some very, very, very deep soul searching here, Mick, from the Bradford Bulls. They've had opportunity this game. It's not been beyond them. They've got the ability to be winning this game. They haven't been. Featherstone have been a little bit hungrier, a little bit faster line speed, a little bit better kick chase. They've been a little bit smarter in a lot of facets here. There's time on the clock. There's 17 minutes remaining. 18-20 to be 22-8. Featherstone will be leading. There's enough time to get the points, but something needs to change and change quickly. Somebody needs to take the onus on themselves, change the tempo of this game. It's all well and good standing behind the post and looking at each other, looking for the answers. People need to dig down here and find the answers and deliver them for the crowd that have turned up here and the rest of this competition. The Bradford Bulls need to be in this Challenge Cup, and they need to find answers really quickly.
Watson Bowers from in front of the post adds the extra 2. 5 from 6 attempts this afternoon. And the Pulse 2 scoreboard says Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 22. And are we about to see the end of Bradford's 3-game winning run? It started here at home against Leigh, 26 points to 12. They then had victory against Keighley in the last round. And last week, 2012 against Dewsbury. And as we said, one problem for the Bulls all season long so far has been that average points scored of just 19. They desperately need something to ignite this Challenge Cup journey here this afternoon. Lily's restart dealt with by Walters. 16 minutes remain. They trail by 14 on the Pulse 2 scoreboard. And once again, it's going to be King. King's going to move it out of dummy half. He's rolled over by Crossley. A lot of effort there from Steve Crossley, who's having his second stint this afternoon. Makatoa gets entangled there with Minchella and Peltier. 8 metres out from halfway as Featherstone comes surging forward. James Lockwood takes a captain's knock for Ryan Carr's side, and he's brought down 40 metres out. Tension in the air. The Bulls need something. Bussey to Davis. Davis's pass to Walters. Walters is away. Walters sucks in Ryan, and defogging Johnson with a try-saving tackle, but he's just going to get there. The referee will point the finger again at Featherstone Rovers. They go back to back, and that is it. That's the moment the Bulls are going to crash out of the Coral Challenge Cup. It's 26 points to 8.
All you can do, Mick, is look for body language. Look for a reaction. The reaction after that try through the sticks, the Bulls went out of the game at 22-8. Let me tell you, they might well be now, as Featherstone have gone for a very good try in the corner. I thought Fogg and Johnson had foiled it. It was a fantastic effort to get back. It just didn't have enough help, and they got off the ground quickly and were able to go over Featherstone. A good try. But the Bulls, their destiny's been in their hands today. There's no doubt about that. They haven't had poor luck with officials. They haven't had unlucky spurts. They've had it within their hands. And that last 10 minutes is very, very disappointing for Bulls fans. And the main stand here, people are voicing that because they feel the side has got more in them than what's probably been there today. It's not a lack of effort, Mick. We've said it before. Lack of intelligence, I think, in decision making at times. Probably going a little bit away from the playbook here. As we see, we're looking there for the boys behind the sticks, and they're in a huddle. The body language doesn't tell me that they're going to come off here and try and affect this game with a massive change in tempo, which is what's required. Is it over yet? Well, if the Bulls can go in the next 3 to 4 minutes, it'll make a game of it again. But at the moment, Featherstone certainly deserve it of their lead.
Watson Bowers can't convert Featherstone's 4th try of the afternoon. So Jack Render, James Harrison, Josh Hardcastle, Jack Broadbent, the 4 try scorers. Bowers 5 from 7. And it's Bradford Bulls live on Pulse 2. Bradford 8, Featherstone 26. And John Keir looks a frustrated figure on that far stand side. He has just instructed Gareth Carvell to send on the message, and the Bulls, with 14 minutes remaining, they need to score next, and they've given a penalty away, a push at the ruck. I think they've hit self-destruct, Damien, now. A sad end to this game, because you're right, there has been a lot of effort out there.
You're right with the self-destruct, Mick. I mean, the game was in the balance right up for the first 20 minutes of that second half. 60 minutes of this game, it has been in the balance. And then all of a sudden, the poor decision-making, the rushed effort, the blood rushes to the head have really cost the side. And that's rugby league. They failed to build repeated pressure on the Featherstone line. Featherstone have got that pressure down the Bulls' end and got points as a result. It's not rocket science. It's been glaring all game what's been required. Unfortunately, I'm sure John Keir can see it. All the fans here can see it. We can see it. The boys have just been unable to execute what needs to be done. Crossley's back out there now. He has been a difference by not being out there. Let's hope he can affect some sort of tempo change in yardage here in that final 15 minutes.
King to Bussey, Bussey to Render. Render's brought down 30 metres out from that Bradford Bulls try line. 12 and a half minutes remain here at Odsall. Featherstone looking for more points as Bussey puts the fending on Wildy. He's finally brought down there by Farrell and Peltier. They're 15 metres out in front of the post. Boas is calling for it on this main stand side. He gets it. He's looking for the kick. Kicks behind, and Ethan Ryan now will concede the goal line dropout. Featherstone's second repeat set of the afternoon, because quickly chasing that one was Brad Day, and Brad Day will roll Ethan Ryan into the in-goal area, and that is going to run time off the clock, and it's Bradford 8, Featherstone 26.
Yeah, another repeat set. The two repeat sets have come from Featherstone, forcing them in this second half. The Bulls just looking devoid of ideas now on how they're going to turn this around, Mick. It's not looking good. They've gone for the short drop out here. Ethan Ryan again. Well, it's been very well taken there by the big number 10, who's had a crackerjack game, Jack Buzzy, for Featherstone. He's cleaning up. He's everywhere. The Bulls haven't been able to handle him, Mick.
They certainly have. The former London Broncos and Toronto Wolfpack man, potentially the man of the match for the neutrals. We'll ask for you for your 4 Bulls man of the matches shortly, Damien. But here come Featherstone. Maskell out of dummy half to Makatoa. Makatoa is a couple of inches shy of that Bradford Bulls line. Maskell to Boas. Boas juggles, promotes the ball forward, goes past Wildy, can't get past Lilly, and Wildy and Lilly bring him down now 15 metres out. Last tackle. Are we about to see a miracle comeback here? Bradford need the ball. Bussey has it, kicks through to Ethan Ryan, and Ethan Ryan will take that one up to the Bradford 10. That's the first time the Bulls have had the ball in nearly 6.5 minutes. It's now going to go from Wildy to Farrell. Second tackle gone on this set of 6 here for John Keir's side. Down the middle it's going to go with Peltier. Peltier brought down by Makatoa, and also Jack Omenroyd there in a 2-man tackle. Just outside the Bradford 20-metre line. Dalton Grant, that's not going to give the Bulls any go forward. No offence to Dalton Grant, but that's just sort of slowed it all down. Although Wildy out of dummy half. That is the injection the Bulls are looking for. An 11th penalty of the afternoon awarded to the Bulls. Wildy taking the game by the scruff of the neck. I tell you what, if Bradford score here and take it to 26-14, we've still got 10.5 minutes remaining, and Busting's just come on. Strap yourselves in. I sense something is in the water. It goes to Milnes, to Crossley. Crossley towards the Featherstone line. Crossley's over. The referee looks. Held up is the call. The Bulls are going back to the 10, but they want to quickly play the ball. They want to keep the pressure and momentum going. Crossley, 10 metres out, 5 to the right-hand side of the post. It goes to Midchella. Midchella to Busting. Busting's brought down 5 metres out. Wildy to Lilly. To Farrell. Farrell, short pass. They're in at the corner. Dalton Grant's in. The try's given. The comeback starts here at Odsall Stadium. 10 minutes remaining on the clock. It is Bradford Bulls 12, Featherstone Rovers 26. Midchella is calling for the ball. They've got to send this one between the posts ASAP.
Look, fantastic, and there's some new energy, there's some enthusiasm out there now. You know, Jake Webster, the most experienced player on the pitch there, he's raced to get the ball to get it back for the kick. He senses that it's on. Steve Crossley showed great urgency to get it over there and be held up. Some great work, great hands from Ethan Ryan down this side to offload it and get it away, put his winger away as Midchella lines up now. Crucial kick this, and he's popped that one straight over the red, amber, black dot. What a kick. Didn't budge off its trajectory at all, Mick.
Somebody pinch me. There's 9 minutes to go. Featherstone, they're going to be in no rush to get the restart underway. 12 points the difference, the deficit. It's Bulls 14, Rovers 26, and the referee will stop the clock. So Featherstone can take as long as they want. The clock has been stopped. 8.5 minutes remaining. We're not getting giddy, let me tell you. We love our rugby league. Bowers. Can the Bulls go back to back? That really would let the cat play with the pigeons in the backyard as Johnston's brought down 20 metres out from his own line. Tackle number 1. The clock restarts. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here. Wilde to Bustin. Have the Bulls left it a little too late? There's still a lot of time to go in this one. Bustin on his second carry. Carries them 20 shy of halfway. Goes to Lily. Lily to Milnes. To Garside on that left edge. Garside's brought down there by Davis. Davis wraps him up along with Bussey. 5 shy of halfway. Third tackle gone. Down the middle they're going to go with Crossley. Crossley sucks in that defence. To Wilde. To Lily. Where's this come from all of a sudden? Lily now to Farrell. Farrell to Webster. Webster's away. It goes to Grant. Grant's lost the ball. He's knocked it forward. If Grant takes that one, it could go past Sutcliffe down this main stand side. There was no Jack Render at fullback, and that is a huge chance, a huge let off there for Featherstone, because this is going to run a minute and a half off the clock, and with 7.5 minutes remaining here on Pulse 2, and it remains Bulls 14, Rovers 26.
Bulls now looking for that second phase play. Mick, they're looking for the offloads, which probably came a bit late as a forward pass from dummy half has been let go by the officials there. Featherstone playing the ball 30 metres out from the Bulls line.
Bussey wrapped up by Crossley and Garside. Although he's allowed to offload the ball, we mentioned pre-show, if you joined us at 2 o'clock last week, the Bulls allowed Dewsbury 15 offloads out of the tackle, and that has been a problem here this afternoon. Featherstone, they're on the last tackle in front of the post. Surely they're going to go for one. Bowers is calling for it. It goes back to Bowers. Bowers! Oh, it's been charged down by Minchella. They're going to get another set of 6. That's going to run time off the clock. Render towards the Bulls line. Johnston brings him down. 17 metres out. They still lead by 12 points here to Featherstone. If that one goes over, that'll be all she wrote for the Bulls. They might get a try yet, Featherstone. They're surging on this left-hand edge. Maskell's in there at dummy half. Hardcastle will get to his feet and play the ball. Centre field ball towards Jimmy Beckett. Beckett's wrapped down on the third. We've got 6 minutes remaining. It's going to go to Bussey. Bussey's through, and Bussey's over the line, is it? The referee says no. Bussey's lost the ball, and now the Bulls, they're going to have a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set. And here goes Defogging Johnston. This one's not over yet. We've got 6 minutes remaining. It's Bradford 14, Featherstone 26. You feel they've got to score on this set. Wilde now to Lily. Lily looking for an opening, probing on this Featherstone right edge. He's brought down on the first tackle, 5 shy of halfway. Wilde to Busting down the middle. Second tackle gone. He's on the halfway line. Makatoa and Beckett bringing him down. And Bradford in good field position here. The need to score on this set. Miracles, do they happen? Wilde to Webster. Webster against the relatively inexperienced Broadbent and Sutcliffe. Fires it back in centre field to Lily, to Milnes, to Ryan. Ryan to Garside. Third tackle gone. Bradford 30 metres out. It's now or never. They're going to go on this short-hand side with Oakes. Back in centre field to Milnes, to Crossley. Crossley offloads out of the tackle, finds Minchella. Minchella's brought down on tackle number 4. 15 metres out, quick play the ball. They're going on that left-hand edge. It goes to Ethan Ryan. Ryan's brought down 2 metres shy of the line. It's the last tackle. Milnes, what's he got in his box of tricks? It's a try. The Bulls are over. The Bulls are in. The referee's going to point the finger. Here we go. The comeback is happening. Self-belief, character, spirit. There's 4 minutes to go. It's going to be down to 6 points. Unbelievable.
That's as good as a collect you're going to get. He got up there, straight through the sticks was the ball. Very, very awkward. He climbed. He got first touch of it, spilt it in the air, regathered, it's got the ball down a clean ground in there. Again, the referee stopped the clock because he knows Featherstone are going to walk back very, very slowly. Let me tell you something. When a first grade team of rugby league players are walking slower than Matt Duke, you know that you've got a fairly dawdling set of team. They're going to walk up here so slowly and take all the time in the world they can. The referee has stopped the clock. 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. I tell you what, Mick, it's on here.
What a tech by Jordan Lilly. Jordan Lilly took that and touched down Minchella from in front. Oh my word, strap yourselves in. Who thought this was going to happen when with 13 minutes remaining, Jack Render had put Featherstone Rovers 18 points to the good. It's a 6-point ball game here at Odsall, and Bradford, they've got to go for broke, and here we go, they're going on this right hand edge towards this main stand side, and the 20 metres out from their own line on tackle number 1. Lilly, his first try of the season, out of dummy half to Farrell. Farrell's brought down on the second. 30 out, Lilly juggles with the ball, it's going to go to Milnes, Milnes to Minchella, it goes to Oakes, Oakes is away, Oakes is up to halfway, and Ross Oakes on his return to action, he's missed the last 3, he'll play the ball a metre inside the Featherstone half. Wildy on tackle number 4, 40 metres out, we've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, it's going to go to Crossley, to Lilly, Lilly now here to Farrell, Farrell looks for support, keeps it going in centre field to Lilly. Featherstone, what have they got left in the tank? They're out on their feet. This has been one of the great comebacks, and Bradford now are on the last tackle, 20 metres out from the Featherstone line. Milnes looking for Ryan and Johnston. They've conceded the goal line dropout at Featherstone. They look to put Josh Hardcastle under the world's toughest pressure, and he has forced that ball dead. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. It is Bulls 20, Rovers 26. Tries from Dalton Grant and Jordan Lilly in the last 5 minutes have turned this game around, and it is now Featherstone who are clinging on for dear life. I tell you what, I'll make a prediction, Damien. If the Bulls score next, they will win this game.
The door is to be open up the middle, Mick. The Bulls are spreading it too wide too early before the line. They're going left to right without drawing defenders. Up the middle, tight, and look for offloads after the first collision. The try will come through the centre through an offload through first base.
Steve Crossley on tackle number 1. Featherstone are not back the 10. There's no one at home. There's no one at home. It goes to Wildy. Wildy to Johnston. Johnston's brought down 2 metres out. It's now going in centre field to Crossley. Crossley to Milnes. Milnes to Lilly. Lilly on this right hand edge to Farrell. Farrell's brought down 5 metres out in front of this main stand side. Webster scoops it up at dummy half. To Lilly, to Milnes, Milnes, to Wildy, to Ryan, Ryan keeps it going, Johnston's in at the corner, oh my word, that's not rugby league, that is something from the circus. Fucking Johnston is going to leave Elliot Minchella with a conversion attempt to send us to Golden Point. Unbelievable rugby league here at Odsall.
The roof has just gone off the main stand here, Mick, and that was just from you jumping up and down. Phenomenal try. They did very well. Drew the defenders and then got the offload down the side. That's the secret. They can't just pass it left and right without drawing the defenders. But let me tell you, Minchella, you couldn't have written the script. They've made the comeback. They've gotten here. 2 points in it now. Minchella from the sideline. The last conversion he made from this sideline, the opposite side, was straight as an arrow. Straight over the red, amber, black dot. He's got to line this one up from right in front of the home terrace. Oh, Mick, this is what it's all about. What a cup tie.
The Pulse 2 kick predictor gives Elliot Minchella a 34% chance. Elliot Minchella to send us into Golden Point. It's there! It's there! We're going to Golden Point, baby! There's 20 seconds remaining. I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. This has been the biggest comeback since Lazarus.
What about the new urgency? It took the Bulls to absolutely being down and out to find the urgency. Foggen Johnson's been phenomenal coming in his out end to create that speed and urgency. The kickoffs come. Oh my goodness me, this place is a party zone.
Watson Bowers has gone long and deep. There's 10 seconds remaining. Ross Oakes is going to carry the ball. He's still going, is Ross Oakes. Oakes is brought down 12 metres out on the halfway line. The hooter sounds. It has finished full time here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford Bulls 26, Featherstone Rovers 26. Have you ever seen a comeback like this before in the entire world of rugby league? Me and Damien, we've got to compose ourselves. We've got a little bit too giddy there. The fans can't believe it. Some of the supporters, I'm just looking at the top exit, they're coming back in. They give the Bulls no chance. I think we give the Bulls no chance. It was Bradford 8, Featherstone 26. There was 13 minutes remaining. They were down by 18. And we've just seen Dalton Grant, Jordan Lilly and D. Fogging Johnston and Elliot Minchella with that touchline conversion attempt on that far stand side. And we're locked up. Bradford 26, Featherstone 26. Have we ever seen anything like that before, Damien? 18 points in 8 minutes.
Look, the secret was there, Mick. The Bulls had some belief. As soon as they started to create urgency and create the tempo, they had to, because they were down by so many points. Featherstone started to really struggle with that. They couldn't handle it. A lot of left to right movement, which was quite ineffective from the Bulls. But as soon as they straightened up the line and looked for those offloads, drew the defender and popped it out, Featherstone couldn't handle it. They're tired, Featherstone. They've done a lot of work to get the lead that they did. But some phenomenal touches in there. Jordan Lilly has found an absolute sixth gear here in this last 10 minutes. He's putting everything on. Ethan Ryan is getting a hand in everything. He's all over the place. He's popping up at opportune moments. He's really injecting himself into the line and giving another option to the ball players left and right. Jake Webster, very, very strong in this last 10 minutes. That experience and the physicality. Featherstone are going to kick off here for the start of Golden Point. You would have to say, who's got it in them for this field goal or a Golden Point win? All the momentum is with the Bulls. Let's see if they can finish the job.
Bradford 26, Featherstone 26. We're in Golden Point, extra time. This has been an absolutely enthralling Coral Challenge Cup 5th round tie. Nothing to split these two sides. And it will be Callum Bustin on the second tackle, 25 out from his own try line. It's going to go to Lilly. Lilly on the third, 15 shy of halfway. Wildy's in there in at dummy half. Going to go back down the centre field with Minchella. It's a much more cool, calm, composed set on the restart. And Bradford looking to Lilly, to Farrell. Farrell's wrapped up, and that's the last tackle here. 10 metres out in front of the main stand side. They go to Lilly. Lilly under pressure there from Makatoa. Sends it towards Hardcastle on that far stand side. Hardcastle takes it under the clouds, and he's brought down on tackle number 1. 30 out from his own try line. It's going to be heartbreak for one of these two West Yorkshire rivals. And the tension, it's almost unbearable here inside Odsal Stadium. Featherstone with King in at dummy half, gives it to Josh Walters. Walters' third tackle gone. No penalties, discipline paramount and key. Back the go down the middle with King. King gives it there towards Lockwood. Lockwood's brought down. Fourth tackle gone, the 40 metres out. It's going to be King towards Makatoa. Makatoa will carry Featherstone, 25 out. It's on the last tackle. Watson Boas is calling for it. They're going to go with Bussy. Bussy to Davis. Davis has lost the ball. And Bradford defend well. And Bradford, they'll play the ball. 15 out from their own line after Davis is held up. Boas was calling for it. He'd sent to field. And play continues. We've had 2 minutes of Golden Point extra time. Bradford Bulls 26, Featherstone Rovers 26. This game will be talked about for weeks and months to come. Ryan will play the ball 30 metres out from his own try line. No penalty forthcoming. It goes to Wildy. Wildy to Garside and take a bow. Defogging Johnston. The Bulls kept the ball alive on that far stand side for Johnston to squeeze in at the corner. Something that you see in a circus act, not out there on a rugby league field. Busting on the halfway line to Wildy. Wildy to Crossley. Crossley's lost his footing, and that'll be the last tackle for the Bulls. They're 5 metres inside the Featherstone half. It goes towards Milnes. Milnes to Wildy. Wildy puts a high hanging kick up. Render takes it 5 metres out from his own line, and the Bulls are going to bring him down 15 metres out. Render's just lost his footing there, dives forward into the tackle, and that is tackle number 1. The Bulls hunting the error here. Boas trying to orchestrate his side as they're bringing on this main stand side, and they're going to go back down the middle with Josh Hardcastle. 25 tries from 44 appearances in the blue of Featherstone. They're 5 metres inside the Bradford half. A minute and a half remaining in the first 5 minute period. Goes to Bussey. Bussey keeping the ball going. It goes now back to Render. Render's brought down on the last tackle. They're 30 metres out. It's going to go to Bussey. Bussey's going to strike it. Bussey! It's gone there, has it? The referee says no. It's gone under the bar, and it'll be a tap on the 20 to Ethan Ryan.
Well, that looked all over. It always was going to be very close. He must have been 2 or 3 inches short there. It just went under the bar and not over the bar. Incredible.
Bradford have come up with an error. 30 out from the try line. Jordan Lilly in his haste to pick the ball up. A crucial sucker punch here for the Bulls. Their 7th error of the afternoon, and that now will see Featherstone Rovers have a full set of 6, 30 metres out. 45 seconds remaining. It's Bradford 26. Featherstone 26, they nearly went without the ball there, Featherstone. It's going to go to Sutcliffe, the Leeds Rhinos low knee. He's brought down 20 metres out to the left-hand side of the post. Boas goes down the middle to Lockwood. Lockwood's brought down. They're in good field position. Bussey from in front of the post. It goes back to Bussey. Bussey! It's gone wide! Bussey from 25 metres out. He's gone wide. Unbelievable here at Odsall. It remains on the Pulse 2 scoreboard. Bradford 26, Featherstone 26. Lily's going to tap it on the 20. It goes to Farrell. Farrell on tackle number 1. 25 away from his own line. Centre field. Wildy to Milnes. Milnes to Garside. Garside's away. Garside's up to halfway. We've got 15 seconds remaining in the first half of Golden Point extra time. It goes to Crossley. Crossley, 30 metres out. 35, 25 out. It's now or never for the Bulls. They're in position with Jordan Lilly. Jordan Lilly from 38 metres out. That one's there. Lily's got it. Lily's got it. Jordan Lilly for the Bradford Bulls. Unbelievable. The hooter and sounding. The Bradford Bulls are in the 6th round draw of the Coral Challenge Cup. There's heartbreak for Featherstone Rovers. They're inconsolable. The Bulls have come back from 26 points to 8 down, and they've